Did we really need another trigger from Godox? Probably not, but it's nice to have options. So today we're talking about the new Godox X3Pro. I shot 2 weddings with it using a 4-light setup, the 8200, 8600, V100 and the old V862. Definitely overkill for a wedding, but I really wanted to push this trigger hard to see if it could handle everything that I threw at it. Before we dive in, quick disclaimer, VitoPal, an authorized Godox reseller, sent me this trigger for free to review. But as always, all thoughts are completely my own. They didn't see this video before it went live and they have zero say in what I talk about. And just a heads up, affiliate links to the trigger and lights I used are in the description below. So I've been using Godox triggers for years. I still use the OG X1T and the X1Pro. I've used the X3 a few times for studio shoots, but I was never really compelled to switch from the triggers I already had. They've always worked and honestly, I was comfortable. I knew those interfaces inside out and never had any issues, so switching to a whole new interface, no, wasn't for me. But when I saw the X3 Pro, I figured, okay, let's see if this thing can actually make my life easier on a wedding day. And what better way to find out by running it in a full 4-light setup. Right away, the X3 Pro feels more solid than the original X3. It's a bit bulkier for sure, but the buttons and dial feel tighter, and that touchscreen is a bit more responsive than the old X3. The screen is one of the biggest upgrades. It's now a 2.4-inch color LCD compared to the X3's 1.7-inch OLED. And that extra screen space lets you see 4 groups at once. When I'm juggling 4 lights across a reception hall, it's a lifesaver. It's one of those quality of life improvements you don't realize you need until you've used it. At the first wedding, I ran an 8600 as key and the 8200 for rim, the V100 as fill, and the V863 bouncing around background or dance floor. Being able to glance down and adjust all 4 groups directly from that screen, no menu diving, no cycling through channels, just tap and go. That's when the X3 Pro started to really shine. During portraits, I could bump the 8600 up half a stop and drop the V100 slightly with a quick swipe. The screen brightness helped too. Even outdoor during portraits in bright sunlight, I could still see my settings clearly. And that slightly upward tilt in the design makes a difference when you're shooting at chest level. Now let's talk battery. On paper, it's roughly 3.5 times bigger than the X3's battery. Godox claims around 35 days of standby time, which is wild to me. But in real life use, I shot 2 full weddings. That's ceremony, portraits, reception, and everything in between, and I didn't even get close to killing it. It still had charge left by the end of the second wedding. It charges over USB-C in about 2 hours, which is great because I can top it up in the car on the way to a shoot if I need to. Okay, so let's talk about the Bluetooth that they've added to the X3 Pro. You can connect it to the Godox Flash app and adjust your flash settings without the trigger being in front of you. For me, I have no use for this feature. I guess I can see it being useful if you're doing self-portraits or if you have your camera mounted high up on a tripod away from you and you're controlling the camera without it actually being in front of you. But for my cases, which are weddings and portraits, it's not useful for me. Okay, so this trigger comes with a few creative features. They've added time-lapse, long exposure, and interval modes. It basically doubles as a remote shutter or intervalometer. I will struggle with that word. Which could be useful for studio work, composites, or night shots. I think this is pretty useful. It's not something I'll use very often, but it's definitely nice to have. Alright, not everything's perfect because the X3 Pro is bigger. It loses that sleek ultra low profile that made the X3 so nice for those who like to keep a small setup. It also weighs about double what the X3 does, not a deal breaker, but noticeable if you like keeping it lightweight. It is about the same weight of the X1T triggers, so if you're looking to upgrade from the older gen triggers, there isn't going to be a big weight difference. Let's talk about the touchscreen now. It can still still be a little sensitive. I accidentally changed flash power settings a couple of times, but it wasn't a huge deal. It's not like all the flashes were completely messed up. Now, I personally love that the battery is internal. However, I know that some of you may see it as a disadvantage since you can't really hot swap batteries if it dies. So just remember to keep it charged between shoots. You might have to reevaluate your priorities though if the battery dies on you, because the battery life is so incredible on it. So after 2 full weddings, here's my honest take. The Godox X3Pro isn't a massive leap forward, but it is a refined, smarter, and more reliable version of the X3. It feels like the trigger Godox wanted the X3 to be all along. If you're a wedding or event photographer, the bright screen, better group control, and insane battery life makes this trigger a solid upgrade. I'd say though, unless you consistently shoot with 4+ off-camera flashes and you're already happy with the X3, you don't need to rush out and replace it with the X3 Pro. But if you're still on something like the X1T or the X1 Pro, this is a very worthwhile step up. It is an adjustment with the touchscreen, but after a few hours with it, you'll get accustomed to it and you'll realize how much quicker it is to change settings. At least that's how it was for me. I don't know, everyone's different, so don't take my word for it. Big thanks again to Vitopal for sending this unit out for testing and review, but as always, they had no input in what I said here. These were all my own opinions. If you want to grab the X3 Pro or check out the lights I use, I've got affiliate links in the description below. Drop a comment and let me know your thoughts on the X3 Pro and if you're thinking about picking one up. If you have any questions about it, let me know as well and I'll do my best to answer. Hit like if this gave you a little insight or just if my strange accent amused you. Subscribe for more photography related content and I'll see you in the next video.